Hey everybody, this is Brad Bruce, and I'm here with
Jace Marsiglia.
and you're listening to the 5195 podcast.
Thank you for joining us this morning. The weather currently 77 degrees and clear.
There was thunder a bit ago.
Bit of thunder here. A little bit of thunder, a little bit of
I believe Randy Quaid called it a shit cloud.
a shit cloud. A cloud of shit.
I think I smell it.
So everyone get to the lowest possible area of your home. And if you don't have a basement, find a sturdy bathtub.
So what he's saying is this is our news show.
This just in. Paperwork. Shuffle.
Truffle shuffle. So what are we doing?
Hey, fucking news at 1. Eye in the sky. Oh, car chases. Fucking robberies.
That was just the first day of your trip.
I know.
There should have been a police chase tally.
Yeah.
But-
I think we're up to at least 5.
Yeah, but I mean, that's every day.
That's crazy.
It should be a Olympic sport. Because
I'd
some of them,
watch.
hey man, these guys are getting good at it.
If you win, you got away.
Past couple have gotten away.
That's insane to me.
They're pulling the old Houdini where they're going.
are. That last one we watched, which lasted like, what, 45 minutes?
Yeah,
That was a hell of a chase, and the guy fucking got away.
he got away.
Son of a bitch.
That's crazy. So yeah, news.
News.
We have news. That's it.
See you guys.
We got some plans a brewing for the 5195.
We do. There is news. Relatively recent news. Although some of it's been brewing, some of it's been mutating and coagulating. And I think it's solid enough now that we can make a few announcements.
Yeah,
Hence the news fanfare.
which was last minute.
That was put together just 5 minutes ago.
And now it's funny because it's the 5195 Productions.
Yes.
And we are operating under that umbrella, our podcast here.
Yep.
And
We have been bandying about the term 5195 Network, which I believe is now under 5195 Productions.
Yes.
Why all the 5195? Why all the umbrella? We are expanding exponentially. I think it's kind of exciting where we're going here with this.
As do I.
Do you want to go ahead and drop the news, my dude? Or some of it?
The first thing that I want to talk about is the 5195 Podcast Network,
Mm-hmm.
which we should be launching hopefully sometime in the fall
Yes.
with a few new shows coming to that network.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a show between me and Jaime Pinedo from Severin,
Mm-hmm.
because we're around the same age and we do a lot of the same dumb shit with our money. And we are perpetually stuck in the 80s.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
And so we are launching a show reliving all of that and talking about our favorite toys and Saturday morning routines, our collecting addictions, and the lengths we go in doing that. Why my kids skip meals because I'm like, no, but look, I got the Jaws Lego set. I know you're hungry, but look how cool this is.
This is neat.
Come on, you can eat the cardboard.
Who needs college?
No. So that's coming to the network.
Yes.
Really excited about that.
Sure.
We're gonna launch that one. Another one with my good friend Sam Santiago.
Mm-hmm. Who you guys go way back.
Yes, been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He had pitched an idea of the BS podcast, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit different, more in the true crime, paranormal.
Yes, but I think at the same time still very within the 5195 parameters.
Absolutely.
Because we do lean on the horror aspect.
Yeah.
We veer off every now and again just for the nostalgia's sake, which is partly why these other shows are going to Spawn.
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean, as much as we love horror and we're always talking about horror, you know, we do every now and again veer off and talk about toys and this and that. And that's that. A lot of that type of content will go towards yours and Jaime's show,
Mm-hmm.
which, does it have a title?
It does. It's titled Take Me Back.
Take Me Back. I love it. Very, very good stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously Sam Santiago's show will be less about pop culture,
Mhm.
more about just the darker aspects of our world.
Right.
Be it, like you said, paranormal, true crime, our culture,
Mhm.
you know, so he's hitting on a lot of topics that do fit under the umbrella for sure.
Right.
And I think people will have a blast with that stuff too.
Yeah. Another one that we have in the early stages of development, but we've already had both of them sign on and agree
Mm-hmm.
to do it. And we are now in the process of formatting that and structuring it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's untitled, but it will be hosted by Tina Simonian and Richard Iniguez.
Yes.
Two different areas of expertise when it comes to film industry.
Large generational gap.
Yes, male,
Mhm.
female.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his in more of the classic heyday-ish, you know, television and film,
Yep.
early Hollywood stuff that we still love,
Of course.
you know, and then her, you know, from the female side of it, you know, the new side. But they're also going to, you know, be doing their own sort of UFO crazy conspiracy theories because they're both into that shit,
Yep.
you know, which is, I think, is cool.
Absolutely.
Then they're both very knowledgeable about it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that's going to be coming out, which is cool.
Extremely.
You and I have a yet to be titled ongoing series of film commentaries.
Yes, we're going to start recording commentaries for a lot of the movies that we enjoy and talk about. We thought it would be kind of cool if we did commentaries for them,
Mhm.
and
Good and bad.
good and bad. Obviously, there's been the long running joke of my hatred for Gummo. I think that's going to be the inaugural.
It is. Because
But-
that's the one that spawned this whole thing.
Much to my chagrin. But I'm going to be a sport. I'm going to watch it. I'm probably going to fucking tear it up. But it's going to be the penultimate fuck you to both the film and to me. And we figured that'll kickstart the commentaries. Whereas obviously we're not always going to talk about movies we like, but a lot of the movies that we've discussed in depth on this show
Mhm.
that people associate with us now,
Right.
which is super cool, you'll get to quote unquote watch them with us. I know some people do this. I know it's been done before, but I think we've in the 100+ episodes we've done, we've built enough lore and rapport about some of these movies that it might be cool if you wanted to, if you own it, pop it in, hit play, and sit and watch it with us and learn some useless knowledge or get a few laughs. And we thought that would be a cool thing to do. Hopefully you guys do too, and you join us on that adventure as well.
Yeah. And I believe at the moment we're going to be only doing like one a month.
Yeah, it's not going to be, we're not going to inundate you
No.
guys with them. We're probably going to record, I don't know, a half dozen or so
Mm-hmm.
and parcel them out monthly, like
Yeah.
you said. That should be enough because we understand that this one is a lot more interactive,
Right.
whereas you can't just listen to it driving to work. You could, but meh,
Yeah.
you know, why would you?
Right.
It's a visual medium.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand that, you know, most podcasts are something you enjoy and listen to while you're on the job, and this would require you to pop in the movie and watch with us.
Right.
So there's no point in just blasting a ton of them at you,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
And
So-
they're all going to be, like you said, in our wheelhouse.
Yes. Obviously, Gummo, that's been a long running joke. That one seems like a gimme.
I finally get to create that art for that episode.
Oh, God. I can
Yeah.
only imagine.
Yeah. And that was, you know, partially your fault.
Really?
Yeah, because you did bring it up. Like, oh, could you imagine if it was this? And I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Not only can I, but I will.
I will.
I will do that.
Yep, I know it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have joked in the past, oh, bumper sticker coming soon, t-shirt coming soon. But we really are going to start nailing down some merch.
Yes, that's another big announcement.
Yeah, because we will be launching an actual website in the fall as well, just to kind of keep up with all of the goings on here at 5195 Productions.
Yes.
Because there's something else. Before I get to that, there is one more that we are developing too, between Tina and myself.
Yes.
Because, she and I do live together,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have different tastes. So she and I are going to be launching the Sentimental Podcast.
Yes.
And I mean cine, like cinema, and
Yep.
mental, like this is going to fucking drive me crazy. But, it's going to be a funny show where we are basically forcing the other person to watch a movie that we normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then give our take
Which should be fun,
on said film.
I think.
So, yeah, it could only have one because I could be like, fuck this, I quit. Or, who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? And then there are a handful of other ones that are loosely being worked on
Yes.
from outside people,
Yeah.
that have some ideas and are thinking about joining the network.
People in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
We have our regulars. The idea of doing some cool shows and stuff with them
Mhm.
has always been at the forefront of what we were doing. And we've actually recorded a number of what the industry calls backdoor pilots.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, a backdoor pilot, if you ever watched a sitcom, particularly in the 70s and 80s, where the episode seems to veer towards side characters and not the core cast.
Right.
So you're introduced to, Carl and Harriet Winslow on Perfect Strangers. She worked the elevator at the Chronicle, and her husband Carl was a cop. And we got to know the Winslows, and all of a sudden, boom, Family Matters.
Right.
God, the number of shows that spawned off of All in the Family
Yeah.
had backdoor pilots. The Jeffersons, Maude, God, I'm thinking there's probably dozens. If you ever watched Three's Company,
Mhm.
and there was a whole episode dedicated to the Ropers,
Yeah.
and you're like, why the fuck are we hanging around with them? They're like side characters. And then all of a sudden the Ropers comes
Mhm.
out. That's a backdoor pilot where you kind of get a quote unquote episode 0 within the already familiar, already established series.
Right.
And that's what me and Brad were doing on the 5195 podcast. Was we're introducing you to the hosts of these future shows here and now. And that way, when their show drops, you've already got a rapport.
Mhm.
You've already got your familiarity with these people, and you should be good to be able to settle in and just listen,
Yeah.
which I think is great.
Absolutely.
So I'm very happy to bring them in as part of the 5195 network, 5195 Productions. Just them being part of the whole family is really, really fucking cool.
Right. The other thing is something that's been on my mind for well over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I have hinted to it on previous shows, unbeknownst to anyone but me.
Correct.
And you sort of found that out even a little more today by listening to older episodes.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what I am talking about is we are in the process of developing 5195 Films.
Yes.
Sort of our take on a boutique label,
Mm-hmm.
where we are in the process of acquiring licenses to films
Mm-hmm.
and releasing them with our own flair and touches to them.
Yes.
We have a few that we're not going to say right now.
Yeah. No title announcements yet.
No, but that is going to be coming, and I'm really excited about that.
Me too.
Like I said, it's been a year in the making for myself, and I decided to fill you in one night in the backyard.
Yep.
And, after I chased you down, begging you to stop and just hear me out, you finally said, okay, fine.
Yep.
I'll do this stupid thing with you.
This foolhardy endeavor. No, it's a great idea because, you and I have talked on innumerable episodes about movies that deserve special editions, movies that deserve, hell, just a jump from VHS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of forgotten films out there that we're like, why don't they ever do anything with this or that? And,
Right.
and sometimes when they do, they're like, well, here's the movie in full screen and maybe a trailer.
Yeah.
And we're like, come on, there's people still alive who could talk about this, who could give their insight and all this. So we're going to put our money where our mouth is and just be like, you know what? If you want it done right, you got to do it yourself.
Mhm.
And we're going to try and grab some titles, and some of them might be a little weird at first, but we got to kind of dip our toe in the water and see how this is going to work before we graduate to bigger and better things. But the entire point is to shed light on movies that have been all but forgotten and give them new life one way or another. And some of the ideas we've got, which doesn't necessarily just include bonus material, is going to be kind of exciting, I think. Because some of the ideas we bandied about are like, okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
We could do that. And I can't think of anyone else who's doing what you're describing.
Right. And that was the
So-
point.
Yes.
You know, it was like, well, I don't want to just throw ourselves into this fucking crazy thing that a lot of other people are doing.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do that would be different and fun?
Right. And worth your money.
Right. It really struck me, okay, this idea is a good one when we recently attended an event,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a sold out event. I don't want to give the name just, you know, for,
Sure.
you know, but it was a sold out event, and we sat down to watch a movie, and it was an older movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the crowd was laughing.
Yes.
But, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't laughing at the movie and making fun of it. They were just
Having fun.
They were having fun, and they were celebrating the movie,
Yes.
you know, because when there was a moment of like action or whatever it was, they were into it.
Yeah.
But then if there was something that was said that the way a line was delivered, or mainly the way lines were delivered,
Yeah.
you know,
weirdly written dialogue.
yeah,
Nobody was like, fuck, shut up. You
right.
know,
No one said
Oh, fuck.
Well, Rich did. And he was sitting right next to me.
he did.
And I was like, dude, there's a time and a place.
I know. Pull your pants up,
Yeah. Jeez, we're in a theater.
Pee Wee.
Oh, R.I.P. Too soon. Too soon? Too soon.
Yeah.
It was one of those deals where it was a very communal experience. Everyone was there for the same reason. Everyone was laughing for the same reasons. They were enjoying themselves for the same reasons. So it was like, there's something to this.
There is.
And it's not, I wouldn't dream of watching this again laughter. It was like, man, I'm glad this was dug up because this was a fun ride.
Right.
Laughter.
No one ever said, God, what a piece of shit. Or,
No.
this is fucking terrible.
No.
Because what happened at the end? Everyone cheered and clapped.
Yep. There was applause and fanfare, and everyone was just having a fucking blast.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I don't want to give away our idea, but we're also not ripping off, if anyone's thinking, Mystery Science Theater. That's
No.
not what we're doing at all.
No. In fact, not even our commentary is quite that, even though we're a couple of fucking chuckleheads. We're not aping Riff Track or Mystery Science
No.
Theater. What we're doing, Gummo aside, which I do hope, I'm telling you right now, if you have knowledge to drop on this movie while we're watching it, drop it.
Yeah, I will.
You know,
I
'cause
will.
you obviously you know more than I do.
Yeah.
I'll make my cracks as we go along, but it's not going to be dead air either. I don't
Mhm.
want to just sit here and watch it.
Right.
But at the same time, we're not going into it like, you know, doing the stack of papers on the desk like, okay, I got all my jokes ready for this.
Right.
No, we're not doing that.
It's just us.
It's just us hanging out, watching a movie like we would in the living room
Mm-hmm.
without the mics. So that's more of a hang. The stuff we're planning to do for the 5195 films, and I don't know if we're going to do it for every release or just certain ones.
Right.
It's just a new way of viewing the film. I've seen it done in other areas without giving things away, but it's not at all in an effort to mock the film.
Not disparaging anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that I'm against that. I am a die in the wool Mystery Science Theater Riff Tracks guy, but that's a team and that's the gimmick. This is something completely different that we're doing, and just hope to give you guys the fun of what we would have done with such material, but not taking the option of watching it without that.
Right.
You know, we want you to see the film as is. And hopefully we'll get to sprinkle in some really cool bonus material.
Absolutely.
As well, so that it's a quality release. So, and that's the thing. I, you know, even the notepad I've been using here for audio props, we were supposed to come up with, was it 6 movies and 6 shows, or it was 4 movies,
4 and 4, yeah,
and maybe 4 TV shows that were forgotten about, and the list and ideas is completely covering this sheet. If this were to take off, we'd have some cool shit,
right,
that we're gonna chase.
Well, when
it takes off, Brad and I, we've got a lot of cool shit that we're gonna chase down for fans that have been waiting for some of these titles.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know we'll do original art.
Yes.
One thing you can definitely depend on is all movies are going to come with a slip.
Yeah, we do want to make sure that they come with slips.
I'd like them all to be numbered.
I'd like them to, numbered that's just feeding our OCD. We do like a good numbered collection. I also like the idea of reversible inserts with original artwork. Yeah, just stuff like that where we're like, let's grab a bunch of movies that everyone's either forgotten about or never made the leap.
Yeah.
And see if we can push them out there for people and have a good time with it. We want these releases to be like a party.
Right.
You know what I mean? We want it to be like a big, fun day at the Grindhouse.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, because I mean, I'm even going to reach out to some friends I have that I know have movies that never got released.
Yeah.
And say, hey, do you want to, breathe some life into it?
Yeah.
And just give us the license and we'll do the rest. And, and we'll handle all the, all the business side on the, that'll be taken care of. But yeah, I'm fucking excited about that. Like I said, I've wanted to have a label for a long time, and it just nothing ever jumped out to where, yeah, do it, because you have an idea that's different than the other, boutique labels that are out there. I don't want to just do the same thing.
No.
It's one of those things where if you see one of our films, that we released, you're going to be like, I know what that is. Just from the aesthetic, the way it looks, if it's at a con table or at Amoeba or wherever it is, you're going to be like, oh, I know that's a $51.95 film.
Yeah.
Just from the way it looks, I need 18 through like 30. You know what I mean? So, because again, you're right. OCD, you know, it's a big thing. It's a real thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. And this idea that we have, it's also going to be employing some friends and actors that haven't really had a chance to do anything.
Sure.
That have done a lot of work in the past.
Yeah.
And even some new people that can score and do things. It's like, we're really going to do some cool shit with these movies. And there was even someone that reached out to us recently, Tina told us about, they have a movie and they wanted to give us a copy, a digital copy to watch and talk about on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit, that could be another one if it's, fits our taste.
Yep.
Reaching out and doing a licensing deal with them as well.
Yeah.
If it's good enough to put out and actually discuss.
Because everyone wants their shit in stores. They want to be able to hold the copy in their hands. And we want to give people that opportunity, as well as, again, shining some light and some celebratory stuff all over titles that we thought, hey, why not this one? Why not that one? How come this has been forgotten about?
Right.
But all that is all of that is very much on the business side. We have to hunt the licenses down. We got to negotiate. We got to find out who owns them, whether they're willing to let them go. That could also explain why they're not out. So there's a lot of factors that are going into this. It's a scary endeavor, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have a say in what movies are out there and how well they're curated.
Right. That's one of the biggest reasons you popped in my head about partnering up, just because of your own collection, your own vast knowledge, your love of film, your love of physical media,
yes,
your attention to detail with this shit, and your organization skills when it comes to this stuff. you know? So it's like all the boxes were checked for me.
Yeah, and I was relying on a lot of that knowledge and, frankly, OCD
Mm-hmm.
to sort of steer what kind of titles to look for, and even write down a few ideas for things that we could do as original content, even.
Yeah.
Because some of these topics even deserve maybe a documentary. Maybe some of these documentary ideas that I was jotting down, if they're relative enough to a title that we've acquired, maybe that could be the crown jewel bonus feature on that disc. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's the fun of this, is trying to find out, or at least employ the type of knowledge a collector would want
Right.
in their collection.
Yeah.
You know, something that, even if it's a movie you don't particularly like, maybe we did something with it in this release that makes you go, I want to pick that up and see what these guys did with it. I want to pick it up and see why this edition
Mm-hmm.
is better than one that's already out there, or why they chose this movie to begin with,
Right.
and go from there.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the ideas we jotted down, they're going to be fucking rad. And,
I agree.
you know, some of the titles, particularly the television series, that'll be interesting
Mm-hmm.
to see if we can get some of these titles where it's like, man, nobody's put this out ever. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
And instead of questioning it or putting it in the suggestion box for all these other companies, why don't we just do it ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm,
do too.
I'm happy to be aboard.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Any way that I can help, I'm ready to do it.
Well, you know, it's funny because I never said it at the time because I was still like hammering it out.
Yeah.
But there were times where you would be like, I have all these reviews, I have all this knowledge, and it's like, what good has it done me?
Yeah.
And I've never said to you, just you wait. But in my mind, I'm like, just you wait.
There's a portal for that.
Yeah. You know, and now think about it like this, man, is all of that time and energy that you put into it, there's a strong possibility that it is now going to get you paid.
It's very possible,
You know,
which is pretty fucking cool.
it is. It
It-
absolutely is.
I mean, isn't that the dream, to get paid for your hobbies and shit?
Fuck yeah.
You know, I mean, me and Brad have talked before. I've got spreadsheets and documents, and I've literally got as of now, nearly a 500-page review book of capsuled reviews, hundreds and hundreds of horror films that I've reviewed, that I was really just doing for myself, just because when I'm not writing a screenplay, I need to be writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I put that towards film reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm also kind of a nerd when it comes to previous releases, future releases, which one's the better one for your buck, trying to collect all that information so that if or when an opportunity like this came up, well, hey, I've already got pages and pages and pages upon pages that you guys can work off of. So
Exactly.
and it's pretty neat to take something that I was just doing on my off time
Right.
and put it to use for people who get some information out of it that helps sway what they buy, or put them on a hunt,
Right.
you know? And obviously whatever happens with the website, people can engage and talk shit or
Mhm.
agree, you
Yeah.
know, they'll be able to pop in there with a comment and be like, wow, man, you're completely off base. This movie's great. Or you could be like, never heard of it. I want to go look for it now.
Yeah.
How fucking cool is that?
Because it's not really out there.
What do you mean?
Like that
Oh,
aspect of it.
to that degree?
Yeah.
Not
It-
really.
It's not, you know.
You know, there's a couple sites that come to mind, but not to the degree that we're doing it.
No. And that just because it boils down to we love film.
Yes.
And it's nice, these trips, because I get to celebrate it a little bit more than I usually do. And I know you do as well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because when you're here, we're not just sitting in front of the TV watching movies. You know, we're out engaging with friends that make movies, they write movies, they score movies. You know, we're watching movies. We're immersed in this shit.
Well, as a matter of fact, watching movies is a rarity for these trips. We don't watch a lot of movies together, and the commentary show was sort of a way to force that on us.
Right.
So we can watch movies together.
Yeah.
You know, Because yeah, we are busy talking to people and going to cons and, hitting up locations, and literally we're filing through all kinds of shit
Mm-hmm.
all the fucking time,
Yeah.
and then recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, I can't tell you how many times I've texted you and been like, dude, on this trip, we got to watch this movie. I think you'll love it. It just never happens.
Yeah.
And
And it's not because we're lazy.
no, we have
There's-
too much to do.
There's always so much going on.
There's
You know,
too
it's
much
like,
to do.
so to date, this has been the longest trip for you
Yeah,
out here.
I've been out here the better part of a month.
Yeah.
Obviously it's tough. I
Mm-hmm.
miss my family. I miss them a lot. It's not easy, but the thing is, every single time I come out here, a new iron gets thrown in the fire, and it makes it that much better, that much closer, that I might be able to make this my home.
Yeah.
I might be able to provide a better future for my kids, my wife, all this stuff. Everything's a means to an end, but a better end. All of it involves our creativity and our passion for this stuff. And it's just, that's what you want to do with your life, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we first started this show, I had tunnel vision, dude. It was screenwriting.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. That's all I was interested in. The podcast was like a cool idea. We'll see where it goes. Now it's like 50-50. I love writing, but the show is just as important to me. And now it's going to be divided into quarters.
Yeah.
It's
know.
like now I gotta put effort and attention into website content, effort and attention into the label, all of which is definitely our interests, our passions,
Mm-hmm.
and just new ways to get content out there to people who want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really seen anyone do kind of what we're doing,
Mm-mm.
at least with the number of plates we're spinning.
Right. And speaking of the spinning plates,
Mhm.
there's in addition to all of the 5195 projects that we have in the works,
Yeah.
there's a couple of other endeavors that were kind of presented to us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into details on what they are, but they are just as exciting.
Hmm.
That I'm very excited for, and I'm also excited now to be able to bring you on board those as well.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that was nice. We had a meeting the other day. You were basically officially brought on board that project.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with 5195.
No, not at all.
But it's still very much in our wheelhouse and what we know and what we do.
And involving people in our circle.
Yes.
Everyone's going to get to have a say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that project is going to be quite the hub that everything else can spawn off of
Mhm.
and, link to. And, it's all amassing an empire of sorts.
It really
That's
is.
really pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, it may sound scattershot, to some, but I
Mhm.
mean, this is realistically years in the making,
Yes.
all of this stuff.
Yes.
We didn't just throw caution to the wind and say, fuck it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, this has all been methodical,
Yeah.
because, I mean, money is a very important thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tool like we talked about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just going to use it to bring some really cool things to reality.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that.
In very short order,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these things really kind of piled up quick.
They did.
And, it's intimidating and it's a little overwhelming,
Yeah.
but it's cool. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, it's like watching a series of buildings being built around this little house that you had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, now it's a community.
Yeah.
Now it's a thing. And what's really cool is to the listeners out there that listen to us and give us an hour every week. You're on ground floor. You get to see this blow up.
Yeah.
And hopefully you follow us in all these other endeavors and all these little branches of the web.
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully you find as much entertainment in it as we're having putting it together.
Yeah.
Because I think we've got some cool stuff to give you guys.
We definitely do. One of the last things again, I can't go into details, but is we have a really exciting project brewing with Richard Iniguez.
Yeah.
And that's something that is just like the other projects. It's been years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one is very unique because it's going to encompass the horror community.
Yes.
And it's going to give back to up and comers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to give accolades to those who normally don't get them.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
even to this day, as much money as the genre makes, horror is, and probably ever shall be, the bastard stepchild.
Absolutely.
And, I feel like filmmakers and the Academy and all these other establishments within the entertainment industry, they bend over backwards to redefine what horror is when something strikes, and just sort of poo-poo the rest.
Yeah.
And it's been that way for decades, since the beginning of the genre.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to do something that's like, no, it's every bit as important as everything else that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly it's financially successful. They have no problem pocketing the money that these movies make, but the damned if they will stand by it and say, this is a horror film.
Right.
Usually it becomes a thriller
Mm-hmm.
or something elevated,
That's so crazy.
which is silly to me, but
it is.
you can't just enjoy it for what it is, and you can't give props to people who gave it 110.
I know.
And I just, I think that this endeavor, this other endeavor that we're being cryptic about, but we have to be,
Yeah.
is a good way to validate the hard work
Mm-hmm.
that so many have given to this
Yeah.
genre.
I hope in the coming months we'll be able to give more updates as it gets more solidified.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Right now we're not being cryptic as a way of like, we're just giving you nuggets of info.
Right.
No, a lot of the stuff that we're not talking to you about, it's still nebulous. It's still not completely a done deal.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to count your eggs before they hatch.
Right.
So we're happy to give you the information of things that are definitely moving forward
Mm-hmm.
or have moved forward and we're just waiting to release.
Yeah.
It's super cool. And we just hope you guys are along for the ride as 5195 spreads.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What you said a few minutes ago about when you first started, it was just screenwriting.
Yeah.
Could you ever imagine yourself going back to just doing that?
To just screenwriting?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just with the amount of involvement you have now and the friends you've made since coming out here
Mm-hmm.
that are involved in the film community.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've always said is like, my circle of friends, they are immersed not just as fans, but, they work in the industry and they make these movies and you know what I mean? So it's like, this is all I know,
Yeah.
is like filmmaking and being a part of this shit. You were in Michigan
Mm-hmm.
and just screenwriting. And now you came out here and you've been accepted by these people and they all care about you, tremendously.
Sure.
Because it's like, I can't tell you how many times I heard them to you, like, when you're still here. Like, when are you coming back again? Or, you need to be here. Like,
that, and you've told me on a number of occasions where I'm not here and people are asking about me.
Yeah.
Where's Jace at? What's he doing?
all the time.
And it's flattering. It's humbling because I'm just, who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? But it's nice to know that people value my friendship and my opinion and,
Yeah.
my creativity. It's crazy to me
Right.
to think, wow, clear on the other side of the country is a whole group of people who have my back.
So it's not just me and Tina. You know
No,
what I mean?
no,
Like,
it's there's a lot of people out here that,
yeah.
that think very highly of this Midwestern chud.
Yep.
And it's pretty cool. To answer your question, I don't know. I really don't. I probably could go just back to screenwriting, but I thought I would do that during our podcast. And now it's like, well, the podcast takes up a pretty decent portion of my brain now.
Mm-hmm.
It would almost be like, could you just go back to podcasting and screenwriting?
Right. Yeah.
Now that you've got a label to think about and all
Yeah.
this. And I can't answer that question until that wheel's turning and I'm part of that machine.
Yeah.
And then I could go, yeah, no, I don't think I could just go back to one thing, or, I think it would come down to, we made our mark and we're comfortable with it. And now that the pistons are firing and everything's moving along at a good pace, then maybe, who knows, I can relax and write something, or who knows, I just think, like we said, with so many plates being spun, where in that mess do you stop and just watch them spin?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can.
No, you can't.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, for me, I've never been able to do that.
No. So it's like, could I just go back to one thing? I guess I'd have to really have been burned out
Yeah.
of one of the other endeavors where I was
Right.
just like, ugh, this wasn't for me after all.
Yeah.
What's weird is, like I said, it's all stuff that we're passionate about. So I almost don't see that being a problem either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself going, whoa, what a fucking mistake.
Yeah.
I think everything's been calculated, and it's been a strategy, and it's been thought of.
Yeah.
So it's not, like you said, throwing caution to the wind and saying, fuck it.
No,
I'm not that
no,
guy. You're not that guy.
I'm not that guy. Even though I do thrive on the chaos.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Okay. Yeah. I absolutely 100% do.
Right. And I feel like you wouldn't throw me into that situation knowing that I would flail.
Yeah.
And
No.
drown. You know what I
not
mean?
at all. No. But see, that's what I meant by, is just as much as I thrive on the chaos, I also thrive on the business hat.
Yes.
And I try to, in everything I do in this business, I try to look at least 10 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think about today and today only. I think about tomorrow and what today's going to affect tomorrow and next week and the week after that.
Well, in a business acumen, you can't do anything but that.
Yeah.
Because you've invested money,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a great way to fall on your face if you're just going to be like, well, I'll throw money at this project, and if it doesn't work out, it's only money.
And I've known those people.
Yeah.
I've been a part of projects where people just throw, hundreds of thousands of dollars on these movies, and they come and go and they're forgotten,
Mhm.
and they're at the Dollar Tree,
Yeah.
and it doesn't move them further. They're still in the same position as when I met them 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you're $100, $200, $300,000 each movie in debt, but you're still in the same position.
Yeah.
It hasn't pushed you forward. You're not, well, now I'm working with this actor. Now I'm doing this. Now I got this studio,
Mhm.
and it's like, that's what we're striving for. That's what I strive for. I always strive to better where I've come from.
Sure.
I'm also of that mindset of, if I make it, we all make it.
Yes.
And a lot of the people in this circle have the same mentality,
Exactly.
and again, it did take me a long time to get here to find these people.
Well, yeah, because that was a conversation we had off the mics just a couple hours ago. The people who have stood on the shoulders of other people that they called friends and then left them behind or sabotaged them even.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really find the people that you can trust to make the dream come true for everybody and not just themselves. I've been very lucky
Mm-hmm.
coming out here on good faith in the early days, hoping the people I'm getting involved in aren't going to be shady.
Right. Well, yeah. How do you know? You know
You
what I mean?
don't.
And that's the thing too, is that, like, I am all about the risk,
Yeah.
because I would rather, I'm all about the risk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about knowing instead of wondering.
Sure.
I would rather know, yep, I did it. It didn't work, but I learned this, and now I can apply this to the next thing,
Yes.
and the next thing is, it's always film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
In
always
some
film.
form or fashion.
Yes, I do spin a bunch of plates, but they're all based on cinema. And it's not so much, well, that didn't work, so I'll quit and I'm going to do this instead.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that didn't work. Let me just take a step back, reconfigure, and now I can build on this as well. And that hopefully will go back to making that work.
Right.
And it has for me because, I do make money from this business,
Mm-hmm.
and it's how I am afforded to have the life I have right now for me and my kids. And I'm very grateful for that.
Sure.
You know, and again, is like I said, money is a tool, because I know people that make money and piss it away and stress out.
Yeah.
They stress out over bills. They stress out over the shit they bought. They're seeing that's where the root of all evil, money, comes in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can view money as a tool and put that tool to work for you,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to grow.
Yeah.
And that also comes from trial and error, doing shit and, you know, going, well, it didn't work. And now I know that didn't work, but for some reason this did. So I can take that and then apply it to the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. You know, when I first started, you know, in the film business, it was just me and a camera and then a few friends.
Yeah.
You know, after a day, they're all like head on their hands, like, this is boring. I'm done. I don't want to do this no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yep, it's because you guys aren't into it. Cool. I get that.
Yeah. Better
know?
better to know now.
Right. The more you immerse yourself in this culture and you're going to these mixers and you're going to these events and you're going to cons and you're talking to people, or even going to camera stores. I met my cameraman at a camera store,
Yeah.
you know, and that's just talking like, oh, what do you need the camera for? And I told him, and he's like, well, I'm a shooter, you know? So I'm like, well, hey, you want to give it a shot? Yeah. You know, so it's like that went from me being the shooter to now I have someone that's doing it. I can relay, we can go back and forth and like plan shots and, you know, so there's always little wins that I'm getting
Yeah.
that are getting me to the next level, you know? So I don't really focus on the losses or focus on the failures. I focus on the positive that came from it. That's
Yeah.
making me who I am and able to go further and further. Cause you know, that's why, you know, me and you've been friends for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, okay, cool, let's do a podcast.
Mm-mm.
You know, I had wanted to do a podcast for fucking years, dude. Like 20 plus years I've wanted to do a podcast. But I never did it because what am I going to talk about and why? What's going to be different? And back then, I didn't really have the history of experience that I have right now,
Sure.
you know? And then some of the people that I was around, they were like, yeah, I guess if you want to do it, let's do it. And I'm like, no, that's not the mentality I want to have.
It's not a good approach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like I said, during COVID, when we were talking, you know, it was kind of like, oh, this is cool, you know, or even just all of our conversations in general, you know,
Yeah.
but for me, it really kicked into high gear because we were like, everyone during COVID was fucking going bananas,
Yeah.
you know? But I was like, we got to do something.
Yeah.
And I really started saying, okay, this is it. Who do I want to do it with?
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few people that I was considering,
Sure.
but it always came back to you just because of the connection,
Mm-hmm.
the camaraderie that we share, the loyalty we share, our points of view that we share.
Mm-hmm.
It always came back to you. I knew we had that crazy fucking roadblock.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Of you being an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I really truly believe in this, then I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to get you out here. And I'm going to have to fucking do whatever I can to make this work.
Yeah.
And like I had said in the past to you, a bunch of other people, is like, time is money.
Yeah.
And you giving me your time is just as valuable as money.
Mm,
You know,
that's big of you.
but it is though. You know what I mean? Like it is, because it's like you could have been like, nah, bro, like, fuck that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No. But you believe in it.
Yeah.
So that's why during this progression of the podcast, I mean, over 2 years now,
Mm-hmm.
we've been doing this, and it's like never missing an episode.
Yeah.
Always had the drop. We've never missed an episode.
Nope.
You know, and that is amazing to me.
When I step back and look at it, it's like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I mean, take for instance, we did, a few months back, we did the Creep IE pre-show
yes.
on a Sunday night
Yes.
after having someone doing an interview.
Yeah.
So we literally recorded the show, edited the show, and put it out the next morning.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive.
That was crazy.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
But that comes with, like you said, 2 years worth of practice.
Yeah.
You're able to do that.
Right. And, now these other things that I have on my mind that I wanted to do, I felt it was time, to bring you on board
Yeah.
and present these to you. And like I said, it was completely ball in your court.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and I told you straight up, hey, you don't want to do it.
No, and that's the thing. You've presented me ideas in the past. I know we've talked about a comic book because you saw that I could draw. And I was like, not always.
Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't trust me to draw a whole comic for you.
Right.
I'm not that guy. I can't do it. And I'm very honest about my shortcomings. I'm very honest about what I'm interested in. Being a comic artist was never part of the deal.
Right. Right.
So I was
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I mean, as much as it sucks to tell you no, I'm at least being honest and not putting us in a bind down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the idea of starting a label and all that was like, well, I know dick about this, but I trust your business acumen and I know I have a lot of knowledge on the subject.
Yeah.
So this will probably work. And the more we talked about it, the more it was like, yeah, we could do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be fucking cool.
Yeah.
And
But you see, that's what I respect about you.
mm,
You know, because a lot of people in my life, like I've said in the past, were yes men. And you're not a yes man. And I fucking love that.
no, that's great.
A lot of the guys in my life right now are not yes men. You know,
Good.
and I love that.
Good.
You know what I mean? I truly, truly do, because I've always wanted to be challenged. I've always wanted someone to give as much energy as I do with this shit. You know? Because when you say, oh man, I really want to do this. Do you want to do it? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. You know, and I'm like, all right.
Right.
But then it's also, everything is left up to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, do
no.
you want to do this? And they're like, well, I mean, I said, yeah, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like, but never want to put in the work, you know? And,
No.
and I'm not saying they all phoned it in, but it was like, I want like a burning drive. I want someone who eats, sleeps, and breathes cinema.
Yeah.
And right now, that's what I have with you.
Mhm.
And that's what I have with Sam. And that's what I have with Jaime. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the Richard, Tina, Johnny, like all these people that love this shit.
Yeah.
And everyone can bring their own talents to these projects.
Yes.
And that's what I fucking love.
No, that's what's great about it. We've put together quite the X-Men here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really have.
You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool.
No, I'm excited for everything that we have going on, coming out, doing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the future allows your time to be spent here more.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like I said, you know, it's like I never mix words.
Mhm.
I'm never going to pretend. Yes, I want you to live here,
Yeah, of course.
you know, but I've never had that a line in the sand
No,
where,
no.
hey, you can't do this if.
You very well could have.
Yeah. And
I think a lot of people in this industry would.
absolutely would, because not our group here,
Mhm.
but other people that have listened to the show are like, oh, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yep.
You know, and I've even had guys say like, I mean, the phone call in sound like shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you.
Right.
You know, like, honestly. But
100
it's,
something episodes and like 5 of them are going to sound like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
That's
And
fine.
that's why I like, those are the people that are afraid.
Yeah.
They really are. You know, they're afraid to take the risk. You know, and I appreciate and I'm honored that you are giving me that opportunity with you.
Sure. Well, even if putting aside the loyalty and the friendship and all that, I'm one of the people who I love proving somebody wrong. It's petty, but it's like I used to shy away from it where they're just like, oh, well, yeah, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, yeah, you're probably right. Well, now I'm sitting here like, yeah, a podcast coast to coast, flying in every so often and staying a week or two, a month, whatever. Yeah, that's not feasible. That's not going to work. And me going, well, fuck you, hold my beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, I feel that way. I have that confidence now, even about screenwriting and this label thing. I'm like, there's going to be people who are like, you're doing this with somebody who doesn't even live here right now.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're going to make it work in spite of that.
Fucking A, we are.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
I do like picking a fight with, you know, chance.
Mm-hmm.
I like picking a fight with, you know, hindrance and,
Yeah.
you know, negativity and shit like that. I like poking back and going, yeah, I fucking can.
Right.
Fuck you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that's been part of why we have 100-something episodes
Exactly.
and an empire growing is because we look at everyone else and go, well, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it because you said we couldn't.
Amen.
So I think that's a big part of the 5195 mindset is, yeah, we'll do it just to prove you wrong.
There's our motto.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking cool. Hell yeah. I'm excited, dude.
Same. And I hope you guys are too. Every one of you who's been asking, what have you guys been up to this trip and all that? A lot.
Mm-hmm. A whole lot.
A fucking bunch. And it's not going to stop.
No,
So,
this month has basically been a flash.
yes,
And that's a good thing.
it is. It just means we've been hella busy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we really have. Hell yeah. Well, do you have confidence in us, Richard?
Oh, fuck.
Well, fuck you.
Let's pick a fight.
Fuck you, Rich. I'm going to do it in spite of the fuck.
Hell yeah, dude. Cool. No, I can't thank you enough for everything and taking this weird, wild journey with me, man.
Likewise, man. I mean, it's 50-50. Well, whatever the Tina thing is too. Now we're into odd numbers.
Oh, shit.
Now there's math involved. Whatever.
Fuck. Great. I quit.
It does fuck it up. Thanks a lot, Tina.
Great. Okay, how do we fire her? Oh, fuck. I could never. Oh, my God. I couldn't function.
No.
Jeez. All right, man. Cool.
Oh, onward and upward, dude.
Amen. Until next time.
See you guys.